Have you been caught up on everything, Taylor?
No, I've been asking for a TLDR for the last hour, and everyone's like, oh, I don't know what's been going on.
I'm just eating right now.
car.
What are you eating?
Thank fuck.
What have you been told?
That I'm no longer a shot caller.
You've known that because you texted me a month ago.
Yeah, and I was very upset with you.
Why were you upset with me? Have you texted SK with the same energy?
I was more upset that you took my access away. Makes me feel like I'm not a trustworthy person.
Access to what?
Armory?
Everyone would have lost that, to be fair.
But I'm not everyone.
It's changed it. Motherfucker, don't give me that.
I'm not everyone.
Clearly not, because you don't fucking come around.
I can't help my health.
Yeah, well, neither can I. You know what I mean?
You don't need to take it away, though, do ya?
Well, it's changed ownership. So...
Yeah, and Jim has access somehow. And I don't.
Because he's...
I wanted a
You haven't been
TLDR too.
awake!
Oh, I've been awake today.
And I haven't. And neither is the person that owns the house.
Who owns the house?
Johnny Paps?
Oh, he's back to being our clean
Not
person.
really, kind of.
Oh.
Here and there. Okay. So let me start at the gang side of things. Shot callers have been abolished. Main reason for it is, to put it bluntly, the only person that was coming around was Bones. John wasn't coming around, you weren't coming around. James was coming around but wasn't taken seriously.
Well?
Me and you have had conversations about James and being a shot caller before.
Yep.
So we just decided to scrap it and restructure the gang completely. We also scrapped hang-arounds. So we've done a new system for the hang-arounds. We're not calling them hang-arounds anymore. Don't know what we're going to call them. Right now we're kind of just calling them vouchers, right?
Right.
Reason we've changed it is because we kind of got sick of what we used to have to do. Would bring up a name, everyone would vote in a meeting. People would be like, "Oh, I don't know who he is. I haven't met him," when they haven't been around for 3 weeks. So now, if someone wants to vouch for somebody to join the gang, they can bring that person to me and SK. We can, make sure they know the severity of vouching for somebody, and we can agree on it or we can disagree. The severity of vouching for somebody is whatever they do in the gang falls back on you.
Right.
So, prime example we used would be, for example, back in the day when Luke was like hard pushing for Junior to be involved in shit, and then Junior ended up being a snitch. Luke would have been kicked from the gang. Another example would be Terry, right? When he came back around as a hang-around and he ended up fucking up, that would have fell back on whoever vouched from then, right? So it can be different severities,
I want to take Terry and I want to reform him.
Well, you do realize that could result in you being kicked from the gang.
That's fine.
That is the risk you take. We've kind of all agreed that if Terry comes back, he needs to fucking prove he's back before he's vouched. He can't just come back tomorrow and suddenly be a vouched member of the gang.
No, that's fair.
Saying that, when you vouch for somebody, they're not a part of the gang. They're still basically like a different type of hang-around, right? So they're around the gang. They're not members. They can't wear the mask. They can't wear mana clothing. They can only wear blue clothing, just so they, can show that they're tied to us.
Okay.
We don't have like set expectations per se, because obviously each person is different, right? Each person brings their own unique shit.
Yep.
It's kind of just case by case. Eventually it'll come, and then they'll become full member or they'll get kicked. And again, depends on why they get kicked. It could mean you might have to shoot them. It really depends case by case. Again, it might, if just because they don't make it, it doesn't mean that you're going to get punished for it, but you might have to deal with them.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't want people taking the piss. This is why we have big consequences in place, because I don't want people just fucking vouching for people because they're their mate. I want them to understand the consequences, and James, for example, really hasn't fucking done that. He's tried to vouch for about 5 different people, and then he wonders why Jimmy didn't take his vouch seriously, and I vouched for him instead.
Well, that's why I want.
Probably not met Jimmy, but
he sort of gave me like a like tiny explanation about it all, and he was saying that he wants to take Terry, and I said I'm gonna take Terry. And the reason being is because I feel like I can actually get Terry into shape. Terry will actually take me serious.
Unfortunately, I don't think James can take someone like Terry because he doesn't take shit seriously enough. I don't think he ever will. I don't know how many times I've tried to make him take shit seriously. He never does. So. But ultimately, if multiple people are vouching, me and SK will choose who we see fit the most. So, if a day comes where that's a decision, we'll decide.
Yep.
Originally, it was DJ that wanted to vouch for him, but then Terry fucked off again and didn't come around, so DJ's vouched for Phantom instead. So right now, the current vouchers are Jimmy, vouched by me, Phantom, vouched by DJ, Michael, vouched by Aiko, a guy called Tony, a lot of people call him Leo, vouched by Bones, one of Bones' boys. Connor is vouched by Clive, and Azza vouched by Mick. Aaron Joyce, Azza, whatever you want to call him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He was around us back in the day as well, he just didn't stick around. He's put on a bit of weight since then too, but touchy subject. So has SK, by the way. Again, touchy subject.
No.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people making fat jokes, you know. It's kind of getting to him, I think. He shot DJ last night. Yeah.
That's not someone I'd expect him to shoot.
Yep. Him and DJ have been beefing the past week, bro. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah. That's the hang around. In terms of then roles in the gang, like, listen, we haven't spoke about it. Shot callers are obviously gone. Doesn't mean there won't be something again in the future, but right now what we're working on is specific roles for specific, I guess, enjoyments, I suppose. So there's 5 different divisions, if you like, we're trying to focus on.
Yeah.
Right now there's nobody in place of any of them. We've named the positions, and we're letting people naturally work for what they enjoy. So we have the business side of things, we have heists, we have money, we have pharma, so like drugs, pharmacy, and armory. So what we want to happen is essentially somebody will be put head of each of those divisions, and then they'll kind of pick the people they want to help monitor those jobs day to day.
Right, okay.
It's nothing crazy. It could literally be like the money side of things would just be, right, gang accounts down bad. Let me ring the heist crew guy and tell him do fucking 2 maze banks this week. Or whoever's the armory guy will fucking realize we're low on bullets and we'll double check with the money guy that the money's there and then order bullets. Like shit like that. We basically want it to be easier for us, if there's an issue, to be able to deal with it. Right? So let's say there's not enough heists being done bringing in money. Let's say, for example, Luke is that guy. We can call up Luke and then tell him to sort it out, and then he can deal with his people. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It also just means more stuff is kept on top of. Honestly, not all those roles are obvious right now. I would say only money and pharmacy are obvious right now. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're redesigning all the houses on Grove Street. So we bought all CG houses. So we own pretty much the whole sack except Ming's house beside the original Grove house and the Ballas house.
Okay.
So, do you remember the Bestie's house across the street?
Yeah.
We have that obviously, which is that's going to be the farmer house. Then the next house is a meeting house / courtroom. So top floor is a meeting room, bottom floor is a courtroom. So we can bring like silly beef to that rather than just fucking deal with it normally, right? Idea being, if people care enough, they'll actually go through with it at the court. If they don't care, then they'll just shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of nulls out all the pettiness, I think, and it will actually turn the big shit into something worth doing rather than just fucking arguments and fucking whatever the fuck escalates from there.
Yeah, 100%.
The next house over is going to be the money house, so that's going to be, there's like a money office, and then the bottom floor will be washing machines. Then the shot caller house has been turned into a what's the shotgun house been turned into again? Oh yeah, heist house. So there's a planning room and then like a vault, so to speak, for storing like all the heist stuff downstairs. So each role has basically been will be given a house to do shit in it. Kind of what we're doing already, but we've brought it all down onto the sack.
Right, yeah.
Rather
Makes
than
things
like,
a lot easier.
Blondie's house and fucking this, that, and the other. Armory's staying where it is because there's no need to move it. We also don't have a house to move it into yet.
Yeah.
We'd have to buy like Ming's house or Wallace's house, which
We
isn't
still have
going
the
to happen.
shed, right?
I don't think. Yeah, we still have the shed. We sold the grapeseed warehouse.
Okay.
We weren't really using it. We got 8.5 million for it. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah. So we said fuck it. In terms of city changes, I'm sure you noticed all your guns were rusted away.
Yeah, I woke up and my deagle was fucked.
Yeah, so guns rust away now, mags rust, bullets rust, all that kind of stuff. Cargo ship, still decent, because obviously you've got the tuner crate. Good money from the tuner crates. But from the ammunition crates, you don't get guns and bullets anymore. You get gun parts, magazine parts, and bullet casings and gunpowder.
Oh shit, okay.
So the main reason we do it, the gun casings and the mag casings are pretty much useless. The bullet casings and the gunpowder, we can turn into an ammo supplier and get a 75% return. So if we give him 5,000 gunpowder, 5,000 bullet casings, that would make him 5,000 bullets, right?
Right.
We'd get 75% of that.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the cost to do that is the 25% of the bullets, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's worth it if we're doing like, if we need like flechette, because flechette's quite expensive to buy. I think it's like 200 or 300 a shell, where rifle ammo and deagle ammo is 100-ish a bullet.
Okay.
So we can get ammo and magazines pretty much half an hour turnaround, especially next storm, as much as we want, pretty much. So
Nice.
the whole needing to hit cargo every day to try to get bullets is no longer a thing.
Hey, bud. What's good?
We can get our hands on deagles. We can get our hands on AKs.
Shit, no. I missed the
Now
first
we're not publicly letting people know that. We're quite down low, and I'll get
Right.
into that in a second. But
Okay.
we can get our hands on that, and soon we can get our hands on M16s as well.
Okay.
Hopefully in the next few days we'll have some. But AKs to gang members is 50, to the streets are 55. Deagles to gang members is 15, to the streets 17.5, unless they're doing bulk.
Okay.
So someone hits you up and was like, yo, I need like a couple AKs, a couple deagles. You could be like, yeah, I'm sure we have something, and you could sell them, right?
Right.
But we're not gun plugs to the streets. We've told some people we trust, that we can supply deagles, but we've told nobody we can supply AKs beyond, maybe we might have some for you in our, like a few overflow. That's it.
Right.
From what we can understand, we are the only deagle supplier in the city. Not confirmed, but it seems that way.
I take his shit every hour.
In terms of rifle supplier, definitely not the
Of
only
course you can
people
drink
that supply
beer.
rifles.
They made ale back then, right? On the flip
Now,
side, dude.
we're selling all of this, but we're doing it in a different way. We didn't want to be just like a gun dealer, where people could just ring you and order guns, and you meet them and it is what it is. Maybe you anonymously ping them to a dead drop.
Right.
So what we're doing, and this is like, no one knows this is us. We're posing as a Russian information broker. So we call people on a payphone with a voice changer, but on a Russian accent, posing as the brokers, and we basically sell information as opposed to guns. So to everyone else in the city, we give them a tip off of, let's say for example, a gang meeting. Like we did one for the KTB, right? And what they did for the KTB was we told them GSF are coming back. They've bought a house in the hills as a safe house. Break in and rob the guns. And we'd meet them, get the money off them for the information, and then give them the information, and then when we tell them in 30 minutes they'll be there. Don't go sooner, don't go later, no violence, right? So we have this thing where we like strictly no violence, because we'd have to, like, it's a mess to clean up, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously we want to be getting shot, because then we're the ones posing as GSF, for example.
Chat, I can't do a Russian
So
accent.
then they have to pull up, rob the guns. The guns they get to rob is of value of what they paid for the information. So to them,
Fuck
they're
off,
making
Hoover.
like they're getting good value for money, because we're doing the AKs and Deagles through this at like a cheap price.
Yeah, sorry.
We're still making money off them, but like let's say they pay 250k, they might get 5 AKs, right? And on the street they'd probably have to pay what, 280, 290 for that.
Yeah.
So they're getting like, you know, pretty cheap guns, and they're also getting like something fun to do, right?
Right, yeah.
So that's what we're doing. I think we have one later, like 10 o'clock-ish. Gonna be around, don't know. Or I can't remember who for, actually. Oh, Remedy.
Remedy.
She's like a... She used to be ADMC.
Oh, I thought it was a gang name.
No. She's like a solo person with friends, but she's pretty deep involved in the race scene, and also like sells ammo and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
we plug her with stuff because we know she's gonna sell it. You know, get it gets it around the city. So that's later. That's like a really big secret. So, you know, hangarounds or vouchers, whatever you want to call them, they don't know about it. Only gang members know about it.
Okay.
But everyone's welcome to think of plans. There's no real restrictions on the plans, providing it like makes sense for Russian brokers to know about it, right?
Right,
So, like,
yeah, of course.
a suggestion that was brought to me was, oh, what about like a quest-giving magician or wizard? Sorry, I was like, motherfucker, how the fuck would, or why the fuck would the Russian brokers be giving you information about a wizard?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It needs to be like gang-related, military-related, government-related, something like that. We've done FIB shit, we've done Humane Lab shit, we've done military transports at Zancudo, we've done gang meetings, all that kind of shit. So, if you've any suggestions for that, all welcome. We're trying to do them as much as possible.
Hello.
Because we're trying to sell as much as possible.
What's up, Xavier?
Right, yeah.
We don't manufacture anything. We have to order direct.
Okay.
Off plugs. So, you know, we can't just turn around and make 10 AKs. But we're pretty well fucking tapped in.
Is it like a quick turnaround from orders?
Not really. It's like it's going to be, hopefully with rifles, it's going to be consistent, like a consistent day every week or two. We get like a big batch.
Okay.
Deagles we kind of order as we need, but it could wait. We could be waiting a day or two to get them sometimes. We just need to preemptively order them. Like yesterday, we got 100 Deagles, so we've like 120 Deagles, 130 Deagles right now.
Nice.
AKs wise, I think we've got 45, including the ones we have in the armory. So I guess 20. We've 28 for broker missions, basically.
Right.
Because we have to pay for everything now, and it's not just like quote unquote free off the cargo ship. We are getting people to buy guns. Verbally.
How much did you say again?
AK 50. Mags are 7.5. Bullets are 100 per.
Okay.
You're basically looking at about 100k for like an AK, full AK. Obviously, if we're rolling out for a cargo ship or we're at war or whatever, the gang will supply. Like, I'm not going to send you out with fucking civ guns, for example. But it's costs a lot to buy them, so we can't just be dishing them out like we used to.
Yeah, of course.
We're not generating enough money to justify that, really. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Deagles are cheap, though. People should at least have a few Deagles, I think.
Yeah, James already gave me a
Deagle mags are normal Deagle mags are 2k per, and a Deagle is 15k. So like,
yeah, that's not bad.
100k would get you like 4 Deagle kits. You know, so like, trying to think. Tourniquets are now purchasable in the sewers,
Oh shit.
and
Okay.
they're legal, or they don't have like an issuer ID or anything on them, so they don't get confiscated. You get them off the doctor in the sewer doctor,
All right. Yeah.
and they're $250 plus tax each, so they're cheap as fuck.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Car parts changed a fuck ton.
Yo, Brune, I
So
appreciate the prime
you
sub,
can now
mate.
get pistons,
Thank you, bro.
all that kind of shit for engines via the chop guy with bet rather than only through the tuner crates on cargo ship. So there's engine boxes, there's engine part boxes, and then the normal car part boxes that you used to be able to open.
Okay.
Engine block boxes are expensive. They're 250 bet per engine block. That's expensive because you could get like a shitty 1.6 engine block. But you still get engine blocks from the old parts like you used to as well. So
Right. Okay.
like that's probably the best way to go for it if you want engine parts. But the tuner crates still pay decent from the cargo ship because you still get like you can still get slicks and shit, right? It's like the main money maker.
Yeah.
But it's not. You can't sell like pistons for like 30k a piece anymore, like we used to be able to.
How much a day now?
Like 5 to 7k or some shit each.
Yeah, it's still alright.
It's not bad, but they're way easier to get. Right? If you go do a few fucking C's and B's, you'll be able to just build an engine pretty much. The problem now is the block. Once you get a block you like, bro, you can just do boosting a little bit and then get all the car parts you need.
Yeah.
I think that's most of it, I believe.
Okay.
Aiko, Bella, Finn, Deke are all full members. John Gray got kicked. We didn't think he suited the gang, so he got removed.
Damn.
Braden, Kenny, Max, Cammy are all gone from the gang. I think that's everyone that's gone since you've been around.
Sound
Sammy
like
left,
a...
the other 3 got kicked for inactivity.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Why not me?
Because you'd actually been around. Maybe not much, but we've seen you, bro. Kenny, Max, and Braden, we hadn't seen for like, bro, I want to say 3 to 6 months. Like, something crazy.
Yeah.
And we also hadn't heard from him either. It'd be a big factor. I think that's everyone that got kicked / left, I believe.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. I don't think I am. Do you know about the newer type of gang splits? I think you do, right?
No.
So remember heist used to be 50-50?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just doing the extra man split now.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, if 6 of us rob a Polito, it gets split 7 ways, and the 7th way is the gang.
All right. Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, that's the same for everything. Politos for a while was gang money because the gang was down horrendous. Like, I want to say a couple of weeks ago, we literally had $0 in the gang account, so we we put Politos into the gang account as well. But that's back to normal. Maze Bank is still fully gang because it'll probably always be that way. To be fair,
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
it's like our main money maker. I think that's it.
In terms of the roles, I think the only one that really for me would be Armory. I mean, I think you know that I was always, like, whenever I was around doing shit with people, like, I was the one sorting people their guns and Oxy and shit like that, you know, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, in the case of that would be like, it would involve also stock taking, realizing we're running low on something, putting that order in, shit like that, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not just dishing guns out, it's also making sure we have enough of everything.
Yeah, I was organising the Armory a lot as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll be real. Clive's vocalized he wants to be involved in that, but Haven't really seen much from him. Obviously, James wants to do that too. Some people have kind of opted to do stuff together. Like Matt and Luke were quite close when it comes to the heist, going for the heist role. So up to yourself. You could try and outdo James and be the armory head, or you could try and fucking do it alongside him. It's really up to you.
I was gonna say, I feel like me, James, and Clive could do a pretty good job handling all that.
Yeah. But I mean, ultimately, if one person gets picked as like the head, then it would be their responsibility to pick who they want to help, which could be, like, say you get picked, you could then put James and Clive as your armory team, if you like, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And again, armory's kind of different, but like most stuff, like heists and money runs and all that kind of shit, just because you end up being in, like, say, the armory doesn't mean you can't go and do heists and you can't go and help with money runs.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just, we're not forcing people down one lane and one lane only. It's just you'll be responsible for
Keeping
making
shit
sure that
organized.
lane is exactly. Pretty much. Heists in terms, remember maze banks and shit, you had to be on the app.
Yeah.
You can invite people to maze banks and art galleries now for 10
Oh,
bet.
nice.
So we've been hitting like 2 to 3 maze banks a week. This week we've slacked, to be fair, but we've been trying to do 2 to 3 different apps a week just to keep money pumping into the gang.
Okay.
And we're allowed push on the block now, like on Grove Street.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Just because, so long as you're not being a dickhead and running in and out properties and getting the places raided, but there's sometimes we'd be stood around just talking shit with a laugh, like late night especially. So SK decided yesterday, why not just let people push and make a bit of money for both the gang and themselves in the process, you know?
Yeah.
We don't really have weed at the moment because we've transferred ownerships and there was a bit of a key issue for a day or two, but DJ's back on that shit. So by today/tomorrow, we'll have plenty of weed again.
Okay.
Same old shit. 25 a bag. It's in my box on Grove Street 9. If you want it, put the cash in there, take the weed, push away. I don't know if you're on the Hideout app anymore. You're probably not, but you can get on.
Yeah, that's fine.
So.
All right, sweet.
Any questions?
Nah, bro, it's all good.
There's a load of new cars too, if you haven't seen them.
I'm not sure. Is the one that Denzel has a new car?
Yeah, SK also has that.
Jesus Christ, man.
His record label got a $2 million grant off the government, and he just bought a Bugatti with it.
No way.